Hello, and welcome to another episode of Raise the Bar, the Sky High and Fly Jump Lab podcast. I'm your host, Troy Haines. You can find us on Instagram at Sky High and Fly Jump Lab. You can find us here on the YouTube channel at Sky High and Fly Jump Lab. And we are also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Please hit subscribe if you like and follow us on Instagram to see our latest content. This is the only podcast that we have going thus far. And the reason we're here today is that a long-standing 37-year-old, in fact, high jump record has been broken in the world of track and field. It has to do with the women's high jump, which is one of our main points of emphasis. So the previous world high jump record for the ladies was 2 meters 9, which by Stefka Kostadinova of Bulgaria, set quite a ways back, 37 years. You do the math. I think that's 1987. Okay. She jumped 209, which is just over 6'10". I want to say it's 6'10 and a quarter because I know 210 is 6'10 and 3/4. I just happen to know that because that was my personal best in high school. So we have a new world record, and we're going to look at both the old record and the new record held by Yaroslava Mahuchikh, who jumped 2 meters 10 to break the 209 and looks capable of jumping higher pretty amazingly. So let's go ahead. We're going to share screen and we're going to pull up our video, and that video will have the high jump on it. So as we come through, we're going to see the old record jump by Stefka Kostadinova. Okay. And we're going to back up and see the whole thing right here and show it many times on this tape. So it's kind of blurry. It's old, terrible, film of a film. And this is probably VCR tape here. So you got to forgive the quality, but you can watch as Kostadinova was amazingly tall, and she was also very fast. Beautiful layout position. Unbelievable. So here you go. Very fast curve. She's a double armor. See, very aggressive arm swing, high knees, high cycling. Okay. And then beautiful takeoff, and layout positions pristine. Perfect. So a lot of great elements here we see for the high jump. These are some other great jumps of hers in the past that were leading up to this. She was an Olympic champion, a long history of jumping very well at big meets. So if you watch her here on the curve at takeoff here, I'm going to move this out of our way. What do you say? And can this get any bigger? No, it can't. All right, so here she comes. And first of all, you're going to see a couple things even in slow-mo as she's coming to the plant. Okay, if we can slow it down slow enough, which is hard. Here she comes. All right, so coming through here, I don't know, it's going frame by frame. It's kind of tough. Here, she is technically a single armor. She just kind of lets that arm go. It's not doing a lot of jumping. Her backside arm is not doing a lot of jumping. She gets it up about head high. The knee drive, as usual, for most jumpers, does most of the work. So if you look right, can I catch it just right? I can't seem to catch it just right. There you see. Oh, come on now. All right, so now that I got to pause, maybe it'll be easier. Work with me. All right, here we go. So right there, you can see that leg starting to straighten out. Here comes that knee drive. Oh my gosh, look at that knee drive angle coming back up towards the hip. Preach this night and day. It's hip high for her and across to the other hip. So up and across beautifully. And then she pretty much ditches it immediately. She goes, I wouldn't say ditch it, but she straightens the leg out a little bit and then curls it back. She waits. If you see her looking down the bar here, she does not throw her head back immediately. She's well into the air already. So she hasn't entered early layout. And then when her head has room, right about at the top of that arc, she is throwing her head down. Because if you watch the way her head goes, she's not breaking the vertical plane of the bar. She's breaking the horizontal plane because the top of her head goes straight down. This is an excellent shot here too. You see the lean back position is fabulous. Watch as she puts that foot on the ground. Oh, right there. So hard to stop. there you can see that leg coming up to the plant. That's a close to a 45-degree angle, I'm going to say. Her upper body doesn't quite match that, but you can see what's giving her that takeoff is that angle, okay? That angle and that knee drive, which are both very, very nice. And then she just transfers that. It's so hard to catch that knee at takeoff. I don't know why. Is there a way to just tap it and go frame by frame? All right. And then up at the top, this is textbook. Notice her head and her foot are on the same level. The bar is still in her mid back. Her hips are probably about here. Okay. She wears that tunic is a little bit high. I think her hips are here. But you can see, and she drops her lead arm is, where does it go? It's up and it's a little behind her, and her backside arm is right on her hip. So the lead arm is going. Hard to see now. They see a little flash of Yaroslava, and then there's some more Kostadinova, some repeats here. Some other jumpers are mentioned, other athletes that were close at 209 for a while, as well as Kostadinova. She also jumped 209 in her history. Okay, but nobody had come close to breaking this record except her. Here you can see that knee drive angle again on this particular one. I just caught it right for a second. There it goes by us again. Great lean away. Great knee drive up and across. Great finishing position. Great rotation. So that all came down to about 5 days ago at the Diamond League tune-up. Okay, this is in Paris, and we're going to have the Olympics here at the end of this month, July 25th. So here comes Yaroslava Mahuchikh, and she's in a battle with Nicola Olaslagers from the Australia, and she makes 207 with a nice clearance here. And here you see she's a really good speed jumper. So let's just let it roll. See if we can see what she looks like at full speed. Boom, up and over. Okay. Again, here she comes. And she looks happy. She's jumping well. She's going at 207, 6'9" and a quarter. She's way up there. She really drops into that curve. She's a single armor. She drives her knee up and across pretty well. So let's see what she got going here. She's moving so fast. You see her blow right. It looks like she's blowing through vertical, but I just can't get the film to react that fast. Might have to find a better one. At the top, you see her layout position. I think she's a little bit early with the head back. What are you going to do? Criticize someone who just broke the world record? So this is 6'9" and a quarter, which isn't the world record, but it's definitely up there. Single armor. See the high layout position. Head and feet are almost on the same level. She's getting great rotation, high speed attack. Amazing. So that at 207 put her here, which was in a, 4-way tie for number 4 all time at 207. But with the next jump, she goes right to 210. Here she comes. Let's just play it. And great attack speed. Boom, boom. Knees up, knees over. And we're running around like crazy because we just broke the world record in a high jump. Amazing. 37 years later. Not to the day, but it's getting there. You see she's very tall. She's got a tremendous speed, a good lean away angle. I cannot find, for crying out loud, her lean back or anything else. What is of value if I can only see the same things over and over? Here we go. Is this, no, that's a 5 times button. That kind of helped a little. Let's take it back. All right, let's try that. 2 times. Is that moving at all? Can we go now? Oh no, that's twice as fast. I need twice as slow. Not helping. All right, 207, we had that. And there's 210. See a little bit of it. Oh, look at that lean back angle. Her upper body lined up with that leg. Her lead arm is going up here. You can see her elbow is higher than her shoulder. Her back leg is cycling very, very well. That leads to a darn good knee drive. I'm willing to bet if I can stop the darn thing so you can see it, which is right about, I can't stop it, for crying out loud. And then you see the up and over at the top. Again, a great position there. And then she pulls hard and lands and flips around. So now, where is she? She's at the top. All-time women's high jump. She was at 207. Here comes, and new world record. New world record. Okay, here she comes, 83, and boom, boom. There goes that knee drive. Now, if you notice, she straightens out her takeoff leg almost immediately and then hooks it back. There's that knee drive angle. You can see the lower leg driving up and across the hip. The arm's going towards the bar, but she's moving so fast, it's hard to not have it go towards the bar. And then she rides all of that up. But again, she straightens that leg out pretty quick and hooks it back into a nice layout position. The numbers are pretty astounding. There's been 83 women jump 2 meters or higher. 2 meters is 6'6¾". There have only been number of jumpers over 2.05 meters. Okay, this says 1, but I think that number was more like 11. I can't remember. I was listening to the guy talk. And then you see her now as the first lady over 210. 213 will break the 7-foot barrier, which is only a barrier here in the United States. Around the world, it's just 210. The next height to break would be 211. 211 is about 6'11". 212 is like 6'11 and a half. And then 213 is 7'1/4". Something like that. 213, 214, 215 all come out to be 7 feet something. 213 is like 7 feet, very close to right at 7 feet. 214 is like 7'1/4", and then 215 is 7.5 feet. So it's just the way the metrics work out. And she could jump 7 feet, who knows? So we get a flashback to Kostadinova again. Beautiful layout position. Very dominant high jumper. And this young lady, Yaroslava, has already done quite a bit of damage at the international level. She's no newbie. I believe she was an under 18 or under 20 champion, and has just continued to set the world on fire here with her jumping. So this is momentous because we're getting ready for the Olympics. So in her Olympic tune-up, she jumped 210 and broke the world record, which means obviously she's ready to go. There's a great high jump field. We have some new blood here for the U.S. We have some old blood. Vashti Cunningham made the team again. Her dad, Randall, was a former NFL quarterback, high school phenom and college phenom and pro phenom. Great player, but also a 6'9" or 10 high jumper in high school. He continues to coach her. She's a high-level high jumper. She's jumped 2 meters. And there are plenty of other great women high jumpers around the world that are going to be there. So I encourage you coming up, you high jump fans, be ready to go, because the Olympics and track and field and high jumpers, including the new women's world record holder, are going to be jumping here in Paris, France, coming up starting in July. I'm not sure exactly what the Olympic schedule is for the high jump, both men and women, but we'll definitely be doing some more shows and trying to get more athletes with Olympic experience talking about these things, and people that have been to the trials and whatnot. So a very exciting time here. Great high jump. A world record has been broken, 37 years in the making. Next up is it Mike Powell and the long jump. He's held that record for a long time. I'm sure Mike would have mixed feelings. I'm sure he wants to hold on to that record. It's been a while, but if some young American stud comes along and breaks it, or any young stud comes up and breaks it, I'm sure he would graciously say congratulations. And it's tough, getting to that level. Mike Powell is a great athlete, someone I competed against in high school and was fortunate enough to have on my team in college. Didn't have to jump against him anymore. And, beating the great Carl Lewis in a great duel head-to-head back in the 90s. So that is now one of the oldest records. Another one of the old records dropped a couple years back. My buddy Kevin Young from UCLA, who broke the world record and won the Olympic gold medal in the 400-meter hurdles. That record has since fallen. That was around for a long time. So we'll have to look around and see what the oldest record is and see if it's ready to fall. But until next time, Troy Haines signing off. This was a brief rant and celebration of Yaroslava Mahuchikh jumping 2 meters, 10, 6'10 3/4", and establishing a new world's record right before the Olympics is ready to start. She has to be the favorite going in, but you never know. A lot of world champs never ended up winning the Olympics. sometimes they never even end up going to the Olympics. It's an interesting thing. I'm pretty sure she's going to be there. I think she was at the last one and she jumped well. And this time, it could be her time. She's young. I don't want to say she's 22 or 23 or something like that, but got a lot of jumping left, obviously, and is at the top of her game. So we shall see how it pans out. Go USA, go track and field, go high jump, go women's high jump, and let's have fun watching here in a couple weeks. Until next time, Troy Haines signing off. This is a rant about the women's new high jump record, and we'll talk to you soon.